he legit says your princess is in another castle, and like
Yeah.
I was upset that I was the only one in the theater that was like, oh, he said it, you know. Like,
I caught it.
was
I
so
was
excited.
like,
We have everyone using power-ups trying to
We
knock
got-
each other out.
we got a good rendition of Mad Max with Mario Kart.
Mad Max, yeah. We got dude, I would have absolutely lost it if they said that. What did you think of the movie?
I'm going to give you a hot take here. I don't appreciate the blatant racism against Italians in this movie. I'm taking a stand against the Mario Brothers movie. We all don't talk like that, okay? If I heard Mamma Mia one more time, I swear to God. No, I'm just playing.
I was going to say.
I'm just playing. No, in all honesty, I thought it was amazing. I loved it.
I really loved it, too.
Yeah.
If you had to give a rating, I remember it's a kid's movie. Out of 10, what would you give it?
Yeah, I mean, it was an 8 out of 10 for me. Simply because, like, obviously, it's an animated kids movie, so it's kind of like just, you know, whatever. It was a lot of fun. What's the company that does it? Illusion?
Illumination.
Illumination.
Yeah.
I mean, like, listen, they always put out quality stuff, so you knew it was going to be good. I'm excited that we may get some more Nintendo properties in film. I'm hoping we switch to live action at some point because I think a proper
we'll fight on that one. I don't think so.
I think a proper live action Mario Brothers movie would be pretty dope.
I don't think so at all. I'm glad they went with animation, and if I'm giving it my own little review, this is the spoiler-free portion of the review and the podcast is 8 out of 10 for me as well. I thought it was phenomenal. It really bothers me that they got Cranky Kong. Not that they got him wrong personality-wise, but he's not Donkey Kong's father. He's his grandfather. So you lose a point for that one. And I don't understand why Nintendo or Illumination or whoever was behind this decision felt that we needed to have this Mario Brothers in real life portion of the movie, and then they get sucked into a portal similar to the old live action one. You know, I was
going to bring that up. Isn't that exactly how the John Leguizamo one happened?
Pretty much. It's just in the live action one, instead of being sucked through a pipe underground, it was like a wall of sand, I guess, which was supposed to be like the quicksand that you see in the games. But this whole idea that they are humans and have to get sucked into the Mushroom Kingdom doesn't make sense to me because, number one, they never establish that in the games. Like, they say they're plumbers from Brooklyn, but there's no part of any game going back to the NES version where they are humans and then they get sucked into the Mushroom Kingdom. They just live there. We're all going to the movie.
Mario, like, there's not a lot of shit ton of backstory in Mario games.
This is my point, though. So it's like we're going to this movie, and we all are just ready for him to be in the Mushroom Kingdom. I know we knew from the trailer that he was going to kind of come into a pipe and all that stuff. It's just not needed. And to me, you wasted the first, say, 10 minutes of the movie establishing this backstory.
I disagree with you. Because the first 10 minutes of the movie are some of my favorite parts of this movie.
They were great, but you could have had them wake up in the Mushroom Kingdom, similar to how they did at the end of the movie, and go through the same kind of steps, essentially. And end up having to say the Mushroom Kingdom.
You miss out on on learning the backstory of Mario with his family.
Yeah, but it didn't add anything.
It did. It added for me when he's fighting Donkey Kong, when he's fighting Bowser, that this is the dude that's just gonna keep getting beat. He's Rocky. They made Mario Rocky.
Yeah, but they established that in his fight with Donkey Kong. They established that throughout the movie. You didn't need him being beat down by his parents.
Yeah,
it was just kind of a random way to tug at the heartstrings. And listen, it didn't ruin the movie, obviously,
and add a little bit of light racism. It's fine,
and add a little bit of light racism. But listen, speaking of light racism, all right, we'll get into topic
Mamma
number
Mia!
one.
Mamma Mia!
I got Mario and Luigi on the screen right here. We're gonna get into topic number one, the voice. All right, so.
I thought Pratt was good. I thought Charlie Day was Charlie Day, which was bothersome.
Well, see, that didn't bother me so much, but there was a lot that people online panicked about with the voices. They wanted the original Mario voice and whatever. So for those of you who've seen the movie, spoilers, we're gonna get into full details now. Basically, what happens is the trailer that came out, that was the plumbing company they own. It was basically a commercial for it. In that trailer, they talk with the classic Mario Brothers game voices, the very stereotypical Italian accent, high-pitched voices.
I'm not gonna lie, it was very frustrating to listen to that.
And to me, this was a genius thing. Right as that commercial ends, it's literally the opening of the movie, or maybe right after the opening of the movie. Mario turns to Luigi. You find out it's a commercial in the universe on TV that they made for a company they're starting, and he goes, "Are the voices too much?" And then you get your first cameo from the original voice actor for Mario, who goes, "No, they were the perfect Yahoo!" And then he turns around and plays the game, and like that's it. And then after that, it's Chris Pratt doing his version and Charlie Day being Charlie Day. To me, that was awesome. It was enough. We got a little callback. We didn't.
We got a little callback.
The whole movie.
I love the setting for that. Also, having it being in the Punch Out Pizzeria, and you see all of the.
He's playing the Jumpman arcade game.
Yeah, he's playing the Jumpman arcade game, and on the wall is all of the fighters from Mike Tyson's Punch Out,
which was a great little detail, right? Like you had Glass Joe on the wall. I
wanted Little Mac to be behind the pizza counter, like flipping pizzas, like, yo, Mario, it's me, Little Mac.
Right. They missed a little cameo for having Little Mac, or even having his trainer behind the counter. You know what I mean? Like, one of the that could have been an addition to it.
But the opening, like right after that, after they meet Spike, and for some reason there's a bully that we have never seen before. That
it's funny because Spike. I'm wondering if that was a callback to the live action one, because one of the guys who works for Koopa in the original movie is named Spike.
Spike.
So and Spike is a creature in the Mario world, and they actually reference it when Bowser's like, my turtles, my Goombas, whatever those things are, like those are Spike. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know why they felt the need to do this, but it was
commercial funny. That they created also was I think a like callback to the Super Mario Brothers Fun Hour with Captain Lou Albano.
The Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Super Show, yeah.
That was Captain Lou Albano. The intro song for that show was the Hooked on the Brothers to the bridge. That was
that's what I'm saying. There's a nice little callback to that,
sure, because there's a ton of callbacks.
But then what I thought was amazing was when they were rushing to that plumbing job. The camera pans, it turns to a side scroller, and you just watch classic Mario platforming.
Classic Mario. At the end, he jumps on a pole that is basically the flagpole, and then he goes into the job, which was shaped like the little fortresses at the end of the classic Mario levels.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, if there's one thing that I feel like everyone needs to agree on with all the game adaptations we're getting, is that there's a lot more cohesion between giving us scenes like that where they call back to some of the classic gaming, of whatever character the movie's about.
Yeah.
But not doing it in a way where it feels kind of hammed in or forced. It's like a nice little callback, and then they don't go back to it. It's like, all right, we acknowledge it. Let's move forward. You know what I mean? That was great. I was smiling ear to ear when the moment the camera went sideways.
When the camera went sideways, I was like, oh my God, this is genius.
Oh yeah. And really, I feel like the whole opening of the movie when they're in Brooklyn is a callback to the live action one. And it's almost kind of like Nintendo being like, look, this is what we kind of envisioned, because you get the truck breaking down and Mario has to try and fix it. You get they're New York plumbers. They're trying to fix New York. Basically, they go down into the Brooklyn sewer system that apparently no other, plumber has thought of doing before. And then they get sucked into a portal that they happen to stumble across, all the same stuff. And then they go into the Mushroom Kingdom. There's a ton of callbacks, though. I mean, from Luigi's Mansion, which, you see Luigi get sucked essentially. We'll go through the entire, I guess, plot of the movie. We'll just kind of run through it.
I thought it was actually going to be a mansion and not an old Bowser castle.
I thought it would have
been a little cooler if they gave us an actual mansion. But
I agree. And the reason is because I feel like, we had Shy Guys. Basically, Luigi gets sucked into what they call the Dark World, but it's essentially a haunted area of Mushroom Kingdom or of the dimension they're in, galaxy they're in. And Shy Guys, first he fights off a bunch of the skeleton Koopas or turtles, and then Shy Guys capture him and bring him to Bowser. I feel like they missed an opportunity to have the ghosts in there. And it would have made sense if it was a mansion or some calling back to Luigi's Mansion with ghosts, and then the ghosts brought him back to Bowser. But I mean, that's literally a nitpick because we're just gaming nerds.
Speaking of ghosts, really quickly, stole the movie for me was the ghost in the prison.
No, that wasn't a ghost. You talking about the little star?
Yeah, a little star ghost
that's,
thing.
That's the little like I forget what they call it now, but that's from Mario Galaxy.
Yeah,
you collected those. I think they were sprites or something. Or
I wasn't a big Mario Galaxy guy, so it was a little after my time with Mario. But but
talk about adult humor. I mean, the whole time he's talking about like, the existentialism of life and how like the sweet freedom of death. I was like, holy shit. I will say it was almost like an unnecessary part of the movie, but his little jokes landed probably biggest of all the little jokes.
My favorite character. He's just sitting there like, time and space mean nothing. All we need is sweet death. I was like, oh
my favorite though, I don't have a picture of that creature. So wasn't able to find it online, but my favorite like line he had was when they're about to be lowered in the lava, and he's like, "Finally, sweet release," and then Donkey Kong saves him, and he's like, "Oh, like it's so sad," you know. It's so good. So after they get sucked into the Mushroom Kingdom, Luigi gets in the Dark Realm. He gets captured by Bowser. We got Mario goes to the actual Mushroom Kingdom. Runs into Toad. Yep. Talk about, I mean, Easter egg bonanza. There's a ton. Every song they play is from the original, from the games. Essentially, a new version of a song from the games. There's in the background you see 8-bit coins. You see there's question blocks everywhere. It's explained that they all have power ups, some good, some bad, which comes into play throughout the movie. I mean, the pipe traveling, the platforms that float. It's just, I love the detail that Mario needed the mushroom to get bigger in order to punch through blocks and jump higher. So that's how they explain him doing that in this world.
It was perfect. So I love that they played it off to where like Mario's just like doesn't ask any questions about anything. Like when they're running across the bricks, he goes, "I guess these bricks just a fault here," and he just runs across.
He didn't sound that Italian, but yes.
I mean, listen, man. I'll be honest, man. Every time they brought his family back into this, and they were like, "Mamma mia!"
Well, the family was super stereotypical Italian.
Yeah. It was rough. It was rough for a real Italian from New York. It's difficult to see things like that. But I digress.
I think I just pulled up a picture of Mario here. I mean, visually, it's basically from the trailer. We've all said that we nailed the look, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every world we saw the Sand Kingdom from Super Mario Odyssey. We saw a lot of the Mushroom Kingdom. We saw an ice kind of cold kingdom. There were creatures from across the games. They really crammed in a lot, including Donkey Kong Country. So let's jump to Donkey Kong real quick.
Yeah.
Where's he at? Let's see. Let me find him. There he is. There's my man. First of all, he gets introduced with the DK rap from Donkey Kong 64.
Yes.
Which is amazing. Another little detail. I will say that the voice acting, everyone was so upset about a lot of stuff, but I feel like they all did well. It was actually really funny to hear Seth Rogen's voice come out of Donkey Kong.
The only one that I thought was problematic for me was actually Bowser.
Really?
Yeah, and the only reason is because it was Jack Black. I feel like they felt, and Jack Black wanted to add in songs that Bowser was singing.
Well, it's Jack Black, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like I just didn't need it. Just like the Peaches song. I know it's getting a lot of traction. People think it's
Peaches.
Yeah. Like people think it's funny and everything like that. I get it, but at the other hand, it was so unneeded and felt so fucking forced.
You watch your
mouth. So forced.
You watch your mouth.
Nah, it did, man. I'm sorry, but like that.
I didn't think so.
That's honestly part of the reason why I dropped rating for me, because like you want Bowser to be Bowser, right? And then at any point he's just like sitting at a piano like Peaches. It's just like, dude, come on, man. Stop. I don't want to see Jack Black. Like
I didn't hate that.
They did enough. They did enough with all the other voice actors where you really, besides Charlie Day, because they're never going to change Charlie Day's voice. But
he could try all he wants, unless
he's always Charlie Day.
Yeah, it's never going to happen.
But like Chris Pratt, you really can't tell that's Chris Pratt.
He did a good job. I really
feel like even
they're
Seth
not going to win
Rogen.
any awards for their acting. You know what I mean? It's for their voice acting. But they all did a very good job in the roles. They clearly were having fun, which is I think the number one thing.
And honestly, until Bowser started singing, you couldn't really tell that was Jack Black's voice.
I don't even know what you're talking about because I absolutely loved it.
Until he started singing, and I was just like, why is this here? Like, let's not do this right now. I don't know.
I thought it was excellent. Oh shit!
I don't know.
Let me pull it. Oh, wrong thing. I think I don't know. I thought Jack Black kind of stole the show for me. The song didn't bother me. I don't know if you played Mario Odyssey, but the storyline for Mario Odyssey, if you can call a Mario game with having a storyline, was that Bowser wanted to marry Princess Peach, and he kidnaps her. And throughout the game, you're essentially chasing him down, trying to stop him from stealing all the things he needs for a wedding. So it's there's a wedding dress, a crown, or not a crown. I'm sorry, a cake. The chef for the food and all kinds of stuff. The ring, and so they basically use that storyline for this. Bowser wants to marry Peach. He doesn't capture her in the beginning. He captures Luigi. So Luigi's the damsel in distress for the most of the movie, which was good because, to your point, Charlie Day couldn't really. You can't get past his voice, so he wasn't in it a ton. So it's kind of fine that he was the one who was captured. And just to modernize it, Peach being kind of more of a badass and just ready to go.
I love Peach. I love Peach.
She was great.
She was so great. Well, who did the voice on Peach?
Anya Taylor-Joy.
That was Anya Taylor-Joy. Yeah.
And she was did a great job too. If I didn't know that she was the actress who played Peach, I don't know that I would have been able to hear it in the movie.
I loved when they got to the palace to meet Peach, that the little Toad guardsmen are like, she's not here. You found the wrong castle. I was just like, oh, you sons of bitches.
He legit says your princess doesn't know the castle. And I was upset that I was the only one in the theater that was like, oh, he said it. He said it,
I caught it.
I was so excited about that. Such a silly joke,
Such a silly joke. I will say, just it was such a great callback to it.
The Mario Kart portion of it did feel, in my opinion, a little tacked on. Like they just wanted to have a Mario Kart callback. Yeah. But it was well done. And it was fun to watch and exciting. So I didn't hate it.
It was cool, but again, you're right. It did feel very tacked on. Because once Cranky Kong's like, we gotta get there, we gotta pick your cuts now. I'm like, oh god.
It was so weird to me because throughout the movie, up until that point, everyone's traveling by pipe, and Toad makes it a point like the only way to travel is pipe. And when they go to Donkey Kong Country, Peach is like, we gotta go down this pipe, and everything's about pipes, and then suddenly they have to drive, and I was like, that just kind of makes no sense.
However, we're gonna take the shortcut. Instead of the magic pipe, we're going to take this long shortcut down the Rainbow Road because you knew as soon as they got in carts, the person I was with, I was like, their shortcut's going to be the Rainbow Road, just so you know. Right. There's no way it's not the Rainbow Road.
But we got a really good rendition of Mario Kart. We got Mario throwing green shells behind them. We have everyone using power-ups trying to knock each other out.
We got a good rendition of Mad Max with Mario Kart.
Mad Max, yeah. We got fucking Mario giving us the animated movie version of the famous Rainbow Road shortcut from the Mario Kart 64 game. Yeah. Literally drove off and landed on another piece of road. I love how we got a little Mario and Donkey Kong one-on-one time when they got swallowed by the giant eel, which makes its animation debut after Mario 64. Just so many good callbacks. You know what I mean?
There was a lot.
Honestly, one of the best moments of the movie for me was Donkey Kong getting the fire flower. I mean, it's it's one of those things where it's like I never knew I really wanted to see that, and now I'm like, I want a Mario game where you can play as Donkey Kong and Peach and all that stuff, and get those power ups.
Yeah, give us Mario Avengers. Because that's what we got in this movie. We got Mario and the Avengers.
Yeah, we really did, basically, by the end, right?
I wanted to at one point to be like, I have an army. I have a Kong.
Dude, I would have absolutely lost it if they said that. If Luigi's like, well, not a good plan, Bowser. And Bowser's like, well, whatever. And he's like, well, we have a Kong. And then Kong jumps out, starts fucking him up. So good. So good.
Great.
I love the way it ended too. Obviously, they didn't kill Bowser, so they can bring him back for another movie. That was a big thing. I love that they brought the blue mushroom in.
That was one of the things I wanted to ask you though, because with the way it ended, obviously they left it open ended that Bowser's still there. With all of everything that they packed into this movie, do they have enough for a sequel? Because there was so much fucking packed into this.
First of all,
it's like, where do you go from here?
100% they do. So first of all, in the end credit scene, you see that the green Yoshi made it to New York, to Brooklyn, which was weird because they also established that Mario and Luigi stayed in the Mushroom Kingdom. So, they'll figure that out. But we're going to get green Yoshi. You can have another Mario movie in particular with King Wart, I think his name was, from the Mario Brothers, the American version of Mario Brothers 2.
Yeah, we also get Wario.
You could throw that in there. You have the Bowser kids, the Koopa Juniors, basically. They weren't in this one, so you can bring them in and they can cause problems and wreak havoc. Obviously Wario and Luigi. I imagine that if they do a second Mario before doing any other spin-offs, my mind it'll be Wario and Luigi free Bowser to try and team up to take down Mario, Luigi, and Princess Peach.
Yeah, I mean
that'd be my guess. You know what I mean?
I guess they do enough.
But there's already heavy rumors that they're going to do a Luigi's Mansion movie and they're going to do a Donkey Kong Country movie. I think the right direction to go for the next movie is Donkey Kong Country. I think you got to do that.
Considering what this thing did at the box office, I think we're getting Mario movies for the next like 20 years.
I don't blame them in the slightest. Now remember too, we did see King Boo in this movie, so that potentially sets up
and King Babam, but he died.
We saw King Babam, so that could be he got blown up, but that could be a potential for the next Mario movie. We didn't get a lot of underwater kingdoms. I know they got swallowed by the eel, but like we could see them exploring that kind of kingdom, spending time in a ice kingdom. I mean, listen, there's decades of Mario properties. I mean, they didn't really talk about any of the Mario sports games. Like there was no references to them, so you could throw little references for that. There's really a lot of material I think they could use.
I guess that's true. It's just it felt there was so much crammed into this movie.
I agree. There was a lot, and it was a fast movie. It was 90 minutes. This movie, it does not slow down. The first 10 minutes is probably the slowest portion, and then it just goes. Which is good and bad.
You brought up the ending, and I didn't like that they went back to Brooklyn for the ending, though.
I agree. This is my point, though, that you start off with Brooklyn, so it's like you have to kind of go back to it. And to me, you kind of handcuff yourself. Why? Like, I didn't need Mario and Luigi to be
I don't feel like they had to go back to Brooklyn. He could have just saved the Mushroom Kingdom and just went back knowing that he's fucking.
But what are the
or
story
never gone
then,
back? Or never gone back.
The whole beginning establishes that his family, Mario and Luigi's family, looks down on them. So in this movie, the whole point is to try and, I guess, impress the family, which is what they did at the end.
Yeah.
I just don't think it was needed. It doesn't ruin the movie. I just don't think it was needed. I agree with you. I didn't like that they got sucked into Brooklyn. And then, this is me being like just a nerd, but like after they beat the hell out of Bowser, after they get the superstar Mario and Luigi and they beat the hell out of him, why did he suddenly go back into the Mushroom Kingdom? Everything got sucked back in for some reason. It's not
it made no sense.
He didn't push him through
the mechanics of all this, like the science makes no
movie.
Sense.
It's a kids movie, okay? Right. So
but you got to make it make sense. You got to make it make sense at some point. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Because, listen, it's a kids movie, but it's not a fucking kids movie. Let's really get this thing straight. This movie was 100% made for people in our age range.
Well, and the performance of the movie shows, like you said, I mean, it broke the record. It did 377 million in the first 5 days, which destroyed the domestic record by, I think Frozen was the last one, but destroyed it. Not even close, which we all kind of said was going to happen. I mean, you have generations of families where the grandparents played Mario, the parents played Mario, the teenagers played Mario, and the youngest played Mario. And from different systems, everyone wanted to see the movie. So, I mean, we kind of knew that was going to happen. I think the next step is Donkey Kong Country. Did Zuplex get a computer yet? Facebook user Zuplex did not get a computer yet. We talked about that right when we went live. So just keep writing him, and we'll see if he gets one.
Yeah, keep doing that. I will never buy a computer out of spite for all of you.
Petty motherfucker, man.
I will be the pettiest motherfucker on the planet. I do agree. Donkey Kong Country, I think, is the logical next step to go to. I would like to explore that world a little bit. Like they gave us a little bit of Diddy, they gave us a little bit of Cranky, but just the idea of like going back to Donkey Kong Country would be pretty cool. I I don't know if it's like where else could they go with all this? Like Luigi's Mansion, we mentioned Donkey Kong Country. Do you think we get a boxing movie with Little Mac?
So this is my
You know?
I guess one little gripe is I feel like they could have dropped hints or Easter eggs for other Mario or Nintendo properties a little bit more. They really focused and honed in. Besides Donkey Kong, they honed in on the Mario world of the Nintendo like kind of playbook. But we should have seen Kirby, or at least like a hint of like a Kirby's world in there. We should have seen a Hyrule or some sort of mention of a kingdom somewhere.
No, that I disagree with.
No, but you want live action. I don't. So for me, I want all those movies to be animated.
Zelda
and I would love for them to build towards a Smash Brothers kind of like team up movie and have like so introduce each one and then have them join a tournament, Mortal Kombat style. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, like I'm okay with that, but at the end of the day, I feel like if Nintendo's gonna finally start doing movies, Mario's fine to animate. Okay, I would like to have a live action Mario movie, but it's fine to animate. Right, Donkey Kong, I think it's fine to animate.
Yeah,
I think Metroid, Zelda, and Kid Icarus should be live action.
See, so I don't disagree with Metroid, and I don't really disagree with Kid Icarus, although I think I'd prefer animated for that. But for Zelda, I would want to stick with animated. I think it's too fantastical.
No,
too fantasy.
That's why you want it. That's why you want it. That's why you want it live action, dude.
No, because it'll imagine the thing is Nintendo's never gonna allow any of their properties, especially on the big screen, to be done in a serious way. It's always going to be geared to kids, and for that reason alone, I'd prefer it to be animated.
Yeah, but you can gear it to kids and you'll still be really good live action.
It won't be as good. It just won't be as good.
I don't think so.
Like,
this is my opinion. Percy Jackson,
and that movie was not that great.
Percy Jackson,
the live action show might be
good.
Bite
your tongue, sir. Bite your tongue,
Percy
sir.
Jackson movie sucked. Come on,
you're out of your mind.
Be serious. Why wasn't there a sequel then?
There was a sequel. There was a sequel. Yeah, there absolutely was. And there's a third one coming out. And there's a third one coming out.
There's not. They're rebooting the whole series for Disney Plus.
That's fine. We're getting more Percy Jackson.
But that's not it didn't do well because they're not doing a sequel. They're rebooting it. They literally said, all right, look, we fucked up. Let's redo it. Like,
no, the third one got killed because of COVID.
And now it's getting rebooted. So Disney was like,
yeah, because they had to pivot because of COVID, not because they didn't do well.
You had to pivot because of COVID. You could have pivoted to wait longer to make the movie. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but at that point, the iron's hot. That's why you have to reboot after a while. Once that iron gets cold, you got to reboot.
Come on,
this is the way of the world now, pal.
You're reaching.
Have you not seen movies? Like, what are we talking about?
You're reaching. You're reaching.
I'm not reaching, sir. All I'm saying is Zelda should be live action. Kid Icarus should be live action. Metroid should be live action.
Metroid for sure should be live action. But again, that's the only Nintendo property that they seem to make it more for adults. I mean, the Metroid games are not kids games, and not in the sense they're violent, but they're a lot more complicated mechanically. You know what I mean? So like, kids, my daughter, for example, who's turning 5, can't play Metroid. She just get confused. She can play Mario. She can play Zelda. Even Zelda.
I do agree. Like Kirby should be.
Kirby's super easy, right? Super simple. Yeah. That's animated. You know what I mean?
100%.
And it should have been. They should have seen it. I
mean, they got time though. I mean, they can bring us Kirby World later on.
I wonder.
I mean, like they really don't connect in the games. They don't connect in the games till Smash Brothers.
Besides Smash Brothers or any of the sports games, they really don't ever interact.
Was Kirby even in Mario Kart at any point?
Kirby? No. Actually, no. I don't know.
I don't think so. Right?
I don't know. I feel like he was in Mario Kart, or he's definitely in the Smash games. But I feel like he was in Mario Kart at some point. But I could be wrong because I didn't play every single Smash game. That's probably the only Mario thing that I haven't played every single version of it. So I would like to see though. Just speaking of the Zelda, even if it is live action, I would love to see a Link's Awakening movie. Ocarina of Time would be great. You got to have Ganon, obviously, in the first one, so it wouldn't be Link's Awakening. But I would love to see that. That's the thing.
It's like, do you want to see Ganon in live action?
No, I want an animated. I like animated movies, number one. And number two, I feel like the creativity for the animation team is always a lot better. I just don't, unless you're Peter Jackson, you just don't know how to do fantasy and live action the right way. And that's with me not seeing the last Dungeons and Dragons movie.
First off, let's not get into the Peter Jackson. I'm gonna film fucking 9 movies of guys walking through a fucking mountain.
That's a different. Right? That's a different.
He does not know how to do fantasy properly.
Guillermo del Toro knows how to do fantasy. Peter Jackson. I mean, like if you're talking about creature design, Guillermo del Toro knows how to do fantasy. Peter Jackson knows how to do fantasy.
All right. He knows how to do creature design.
Is it David Yates? Who I don't remember who the guy was who directed the last few Harry Potter movies, but he did pretty good with the creature design of the Harry Potter movies.
Yeah.
In live action, I'm saying, and obviously it's mostly CG anyway, right? So what are we arguing here? It's always going to be animated.
The new Dungeons and Dragons is doing really
that looks great. I didn't see that, and I
haven't seen it
yet
either.
Fantastic.
You know, we might have to do that next. We might have to do that one next.
You know, as far as deep dives are concerned, Creed 3 is going to be the next one. There was another one. There was another one that we said we were going to do, and now I can't remember what it was. I gotta write these things down, but Creed 3 will be next for sure. That'll be next Tuesday. I definitely want to watch that and deep dive that one. I'll figure out what the other one was. There was another one that was already in the lineup.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was either. Let's be honest with you. Yeah, I thought it was actually wasn't. It might have been Dungeons and Dragons.
It could have been. I have it written down somewhere. It's got to
going back to Mario, like the movie was absolutely fantastic. It's definitely built for all ages.
Yep, for sure.
You could bring your kids, you could bring everybody. It's a fun time at the movies. It's definitely like reminding me of just going and having fun at the movies again.
Hell yes,
which was nice. You know,
what makes me laugh too is I read the critics' reviews sometimes, and they're talking about how there's not a lot of character development and the plot is very light, and you know you can call the twists and turns coming a mile away. And I'm like, did you guys not have a childhood? Like,
yeah,
it's Mario. You said it before.
This is why. This is why. Yeah,
like, it's ridiculous.
This is why I can't take movie critics seriously.
Right.
Like, and I know we're movie critics at this point with everything that we do, right?
Yeah,
we really are. But at the same point, is like we understand that there's some movies out there that are just for fucking fun, man.
Right. Stop. I didn't go to the Mario movie expecting to at one point be like, "Holy shit!" No, I went to the Mario movie because I wanted to hear Toad go, "Well, your princess is in another castle, bitch."
Yeah,
like
exactly.
You know, come on, like, what are we talking about?
Like, what are we talking about here? Like they were expecting the whale performance in the Mario Brothers movie. You know, these fucking assholes, bro. Like, I can't.
That would have been crazy.
Take them seriously when they're talking about this shit because they're just like, well, there wasn't enough character development. You know, you definitely saw all of this coming. Like, of course you did. Right. It's a fucking Mario movie.
Yeah.
What are we talking about here?
We all saw this coming in the trailer. We literally, the moment the first teaser came out, we all knew Mario was going to end up getting the star and fighting Bowser. Like, we called it.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this question.
If they didn't do that, I'd be upset.
Right. Yeah, no, you're right. Like, dream casting right now, okay?
Yeah.
Let's say they bring in Waluigi and Wario into the next movie. Yeah. Who plays them?
It's animated?
Yeah, animated.
Voice acting. I don't give a fuck then. It could be anybody.
What do you mean?
Literally could be anybody. Because what they proved with this movie is that they can put anybody in those roles because they don't sound like Chris Pratt. And it doesn't sound like Jack Black until he sucks and sings. So
I would like to see
besides
Jack
Rogan and Charlie Day, right? Besides Rogan and Charlie Day, who have the two most distinct voices of all time,
voices ever.
Like they changed everybody's voices anyway, so they can auto tune everybody to sound like whatever they want. So at this point, there is no dream casting when it's animation, which is why everything should be live action.
Nah.
I
think Brendan Fraser should be Wario. And I think Jack Black says Pedro Pascal, but like as Waluigi maybe, but nah. I want the guy. Did you ever watch what the hell show was it? Parks and Rec? Or the guy who plays Sonic. You know what I'm talking about? John Ralphio.
Oh yeah, that guy? Yeah.
He should be Waluigi. Sure. He looks like him in real life too. So
yeah.
I think if you go with Donkey Kong Country, I could definitely see that being the right move going forward. But
Will Armisen was fantastic as Cranky Kong, by the way.
Right, so I feel like you have to have him for an entire movie because he was fun. He was funny as can be. Seth Rogen was great. I don't know who plays Diddy, but I guess it doesn't really matter to be honest with Diddy.
Yeah, like you're gonna have they're gonna get somebody big name to play Diddy, and then they're just gonna auto tune his voice to a child's voice anyway. So it's pointless.
I wouldn't say they auto tune. You're really angry about this. I wouldn't say they auto tune.
No, I'm not angry about it. I'm just like it's proving yet again that when it comes to animation, and this is not a knock against voice actors because
it's sounding a lot like a knock
no,
against
no,
voice
because
actors.
but my point is they can get regular voice actors who are really good and don't have to go after big star names.
Well, yeah, I don't just I honestly
like you can get Paris
Strong. If they got fucking Nolan North to be in these movies, I would prefer that. I think that's
what I'm saying.
Better.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like they don't have to go after these big stars because they're not showing up in your movie anyway. So what type of star power are they really bring into your movie, right?
Well,
and why don't you give the voice actors?
That's a weird thing to say because I feel like fans of Chris Pratt will show up to a Chris Pratt movie whether it's animated or not.
No one showed up to watch Mario Brothers because Chris Pratt's in it.
I bet you a good amount did. Let's say they cast Ryan Reynolds as Waluigi. You're telling me Ryan Reynolds fans who maybe never played the games wouldn't want to go see the movie because it's animated?
It's Mario, bro. Everybody's going to see the movie.
Challenge. Anyone who watches this in the comments, please.
If they cast Ryan Reynolds in a live action Waluigi role, yes, I agree with you 100%. Voice acting?
I disagree. I'm going to put a poll up on Facebook. It's going up on Facebook. And please go in the comments. If they cast Ryan Reynolds for an animated movie, whatever movie it is, you know what? Perfect example. And this is actually the right character.
No, stop. Because you're already, it's like, this is what you do. You take something I say, and then you go and change all the parameters around this to go against what I was actually talking about. I said the reason why people came to see this movie and the reason why people will come to see if Ryan Reynolds is playing Waluigi is because it's a Mario movie.
No,
you can't put him. You can't put him in a random ass character and be like, "Oh, everybody's gonna go see it."
That's not what you said. You said there's no star power in getting a triple.
You said to me
a big A level star for an animated movie. You didn't specify Mario.
You said to me. So if I put Ryan Reynolds as Waluigi, people aren't going to go see it. I said they're going to go see it because it's a Mario movie.
Just now, but before, right before that, you said that all this does is prove that you don't need to hire A-list stars to be in an animated movie because they're not in the movie, so it doesn't matter. That's what you said.
Which I still agree with. with that.
So my point is, if you put Ryan Reynolds in an animated movie, people are going to go see it. Even if it's not Mario, people are still going to see it because it's Ryan Reynolds. That's the argument.
What the animated movie is.
All right, Crash Bandicoot. If Ryan Reynolds is cast as Crash Bandicoot in a Sony, which I think they should do, if I'm being honest, I think they should do it. I think it's a good idea. But if you take Ryan Reynolds and say,
we're just fan casting Crash Bandicoot for some.
I'm fan casting Crash Bandicoot. If you take Ryan Reynolds and put him in Crash Bandicoot, make him Waluigi, whatever it is, Ryan Reynolds fans will go see the movie. You're basically saying that the fact that Chris Pratt was in this movie had no bearing on the performance of the movie. And I'm just arguing that, listen, the movie would have done well anyway because it's Mario. But Chris Pratt fans who maybe never played games or aren't big Mario fans or whatever still went to see this movie.
I disagree that Chris Pratt fans went to this movie because it was Chris Pratt. I think be the people went to this movie because it's Mario. Now, like, listen, if it was a different subject, maybe you'd be right. I'll give you that. If it was like an animated movie on something that no one's ever heard of before, right? Just like some randomly
bad example because that's a
like a brand new animated film that no one's ever heard from before. No one knows who the characters are. No one knows what the movie's about. And you said Chris Pratt's in it. Then yes, you're probably right. Some people will go to see it because Chris Pratt's in it. This is fucking Mario, bro. What you just said before is that literally it broke box offices because it's a generational movie.
Grandparents, I think it would have done it anyway.
Yeah, it would have done it anyway without Chris Pratt.
I think you're talking a difference of like 340 million and 380 million. Like if you took Chris Pratt out of it, it still would have done $340 million in 5 days. Like it would have dominated. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying, dude. Is like I don't think Chris Pratt was the be all end all.
I'm not saying that he was the be all end all, but you said voice actors don't matter because they're not being I'm sorry.
No, I'd rather
celebrities don't matter because they're not being seen on screen.
I'd rather them get voice actors than go after
why they don't get voice actors. I don't disagree with you because I think we need to respect voice actors a lot more than we do.
100%.
But the reason studios get somebody like Chris Pratt to play Mario is because he brings a level of fame and fans that maybe wouldn't have come to the movie before.
And I'm arguing that level of fame does not need to be brought to Mario.
Right. So then we're gonna
because Mario as itself. So Mario as itself Super Mario is more famous than Chris Pratt is.
Well, that's true. That's true for sure. He's been around
Arguably,
for
right?
a long time.
He's been around for a long time. 38 years to be exact, if I must say so.
Yeah.
Because Nintendo was born the day I was.
That's a weird fact we just learned about Zuplex. Happy birthday. Whenever it comes.
But yeah, so I listen, in all honesty, I think they should just if you want to bring in stars for the main parts like your Mario and Luigi and stuff like that, fine, whatever. I feel like they got to start giving voice actors.
I don't disagree. That's a whole other conversation, but I 100% agree. Like I said, I mentioned Nolan North before. I can't think of the other friggin' big guy, Troy Baker. Like these guys.
Like if Tara Strong is
known
instead of Anya Taylor-Joy, like is that really going to change the fucking movie for anybody? No one went to this movie because Anya Taylor-Joy's playing Princess Peach.
See, like, so I would argue, I agree with you. I don't, for that particular character, I don't really like anyone could have played Princess Peach, but I think the studios feel that Anya Taylor-Joy or have some sort of information proving that she brings a certain group of people to the movie. I don't particularly like her as an actress, or so I don't. Really
I love her as an actress. This is no knock against Anya Taylor-Joy. I'm just saying.
I just don't
Tara
think
Strong's been Tara Strong's been a legend in voice acting for every cartoon, like forever. So it's like, why don't this is like my thing about the late great Kevin Conroy, right? Is he never got the chance really.
And towards the end of his life, he started showing up in live action as Bruce Wayne, and people were eating it up. I mean, we were loving it.
Yeah, people were loving it in the worst show known to man too. Like that's like Titans,
the smallest cameos ever. Like
Titans is fucking trash, and he was like, he's their Bruce Wayne. I'm like, oh great, this poor guy, But you get legends like that are in voice acting that just never get their proper due. I think.
Well, I think for a while the problem was that the voice actors maybe didn't look like the character.
Yeah.
So like Troy Baker was never like super in shape or like that. So like it was like, almost like, oh well, he can't be Batman, which I don't really agree with, and I'm sure you do too, because he can always gain weight and weightlift and all that shit. However, now I think that's an argument in the positive towards animation, because you don't need to fucking look.
No, but what I'm saying is if you're gonna do animated features like this, they give the voice actors their due. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. Like, imagine if they did a Metal Gear Solid movie and David Hayter wasn't. I mean, now I guess it may be too late. Maybe he doesn't want to do it anymore, or whatever. But imagine after Metal Gear Solid 2, when it was like at the height of its popularity, they said we're giving you a movie, and then they cast someone else as Snake. Like that would be nuts. But studios would do that. You know what I mean? And I think that we're finally starting to kind of realize that maybe we should stick with these characters. Last of Us showed us that. What's her name? Not Merle. What the fuck? Why can't I think of her name now? The Firefly, who's played by the voice actress from the game. Marlene absolutely killed it in the show, and it was played by the same voice actress. Troy Baker and Nolan North can absolutely do their characters justice in live action.
100%.
So we're getting there. It's a slow climb.
Live action. I agree. You want the star, right? But if you're gonna do feature length animated, like Mask of the Phantasm is a perfect example. It's widely considered one of the best Batman movies of all time. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And
it's in the argument, right? It's in the conversation.
Definitely in the conversation. Definitely in the conversation. It had a theatrical release. It did amazing at the box office, and they never did it again.
Right.
They made a bunch more Batman animated stuff, but it was always direct to video or direct to streaming.
I do think though that we are approaching a time where studios other than Disney are being taken seriously when it's an animated movie now. Yeah, that's it gets
we've been there for a while. I think
I don't know, because if you think about it, the Shrek movies did well. That was really it from DreamWorks, right? They didn't have a lot of and when I say that was it, I don't mean that like other movies flopped, but Shrek hit like another level of popularity. I mean, everyone.
I mean, How to Train Your Dragon did really well for DreamWorks.
It did really well for DreamWorks in retrospect, or not in retrospect. What's the word? Subjectively, like for its own property and its own budget, it did well. Yeah. But it's not like you didn't see pop songs on the radio that came from the movie. There's not a lot of big games or
it didn't hit Shrek
shows.
numbers,
You know what I'm saying? Like Shrek was in the pop culture conversation.
Yeah.
You know, but
Illumination
that was really
had
DreamWorks.
Despicable Me.
Minions, I would guess, right? Or
Well,
Despicable Me, I guess, is really where it started, right? Yeah.
And then they
So they
shot
had that
movies off of it. Yeah.
But that was really it,
did
though,
really
right?
well for them. Life of Pets did really well for them.
It did do that one. That one actually did pretty well. I remember seeing that
And
everywhere.
that had a sequel also.
But Disney has hit after, or I guess Pixar. I don't know. You know, I guess.
Well, that's the thing too. Is like Pixar was making hits, and then Disney bought them.
Right. So really, Pixar is the company that is really owned the animation side of it for the longest time.
Yeah.
Where I mean, you know, Finding Dory was like a giant behemoth. Toy Story behemoth. Cars became a giant behemoth. Like they just hit after hit.
But I think by the time Cars came in, it was already owned by Disney.
It started to slow down. Yeah, Monsters Inc. was huge.
I know. Toy Story, the first Monsters Inc., and maybe Finding Nemo.
There was another one.
Finding
Nemo. That's
Ratatouille. Yeah. Ratatouille was huge.
Ratatouille was another big one. Huge.
Like those ones. Oh, Bugs Life. Bugs Life was their second.
Each one of
movie,
those were considered like classic like movies that were just dominating.
Yeah, you know? and then Disney bought them.
Right, but I would argue that Into the Spider-Verse kind of opened up a lot of people's eyes to other studios, and I don't mean just like that they would watch them because they have kids, but like even adults were like, I
think Into the Spider-Verse opened up people's eyes to that a animated movie can be more than just for kids.
Yes, I agree. 100% is what
because other studios were making shit. You still had Illumination. Illumination's been around for a while. DreamWorks has been around for a while. You know, but Into the Spider-Verse was really like, oh, we can make an adult-themed animated movie that will do well at the box office.
Right.
Now we got a different story. Let's change up how we're doing things a little bit.
You can even see the influence, right? Because Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, is 100% influenced by Into the Spider-Verse.
Well, I mean,
Mario, I wouldn't say
the new Ninja Turtle movies that we're getting.
Ninja Turtles, 100% influenced by the Spider-Verse.
100% influenced by the Spider-Verse. You know, so it's animated movies have a special place in my heart. I just always think they're going to be second fiddle to live action.
See, I'm the opposite. I feel like I wish we had more animated. How do I word this? I wish that some studios didn't feel shoehorned into having to make a live action movie. Sometimes you can get away with more, and you could realize your vision better in animation. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, listen, Marvel's figured that out too. Like, what if, right? So, like, instead of doing a what if movie series, they turn it into an animation. And I think that's a great idea. Like, I think that's.
Well, and I think we've also seen with Doctor Strange 2 and Thor: Love and Thunder that maybe they don't really know how to take that concept, the what if concept, and do it in live action. Not Thor: Love and Thunder. What am I missing? What's the other multiverse live action? Oh, Ant-Man, Quantumania. Those movies are full blown multiverse movies. And they really didn't kind of hit the amount of potential that a multiverse thing could have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like animation is the right way to go for a storyline like that. You can really see the fulfill that potential a lot better.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's hard. It's hard because, you know, Marvel, obviously, they've built everything off of live action. So it's hard for them to just bring in animation out of nowhere, which is why I think Marvel Zombies What If was like the right move to do that with. You know,
I agree. But we'll see if that continues.
Like if the third Ant-Man movie all of a sudden was animated, we'd all be like, "What the fuck are they doing?"
Well, yeah, they can't switch to animation now. I don't that. But anyway, we were here to talk about Mario, and we went on a tangent, like as we usually do, because
that's the whole point of this, though. Is like we got to do a deep dive and then go off on a couple other subjects, and
Did we miss anything for the Mario Brothers movie?
Trying to think if there's anything.
We saw a Tanuki suit, which was awesome.
Yes.
We saw Peach use an ice flower, which was awesome.
Yeah.
We saw the fire flower. We saw the blue mushroom shrink Mario. We saw a regular mushroom grow. We saw the star.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if we missed anything. I mean, that's another thing they could bring. There's a ton of power-ups they could bring. The cat suit we saw, that's right.
Yeah.
There was a little callback to the feather.
What was that? What was that, Mario Galaxy?
No, that was from Mario 3D Land. Or Mario 3D World, or whatever they called it. For the Switch, for the Wii.
Oh, you know what? You know what was a great little... It was so stupid, but Baby Mario and Baby Luigi.
Yes, I forgot about that.
Like when
They
they
do a little flashback.
they
I
do
got
a
so
little
excited when I
flashback.
saw them.
I was like,
You even saw Baby Peach.
you saw Baby Peach, even though like Baby Mario and Baby Luigi looked like Baby Mario and Baby Luigi from the video game. Baby Peach did not.
No, she didn't. No, that was clearly a new design for her. But
Yeah,
that was a cool callback. You know what I mean?
that was a great callback.
I love seeing that. Actually, they didn't bring the POW block from Mario 2, which I would have loved for him to use at some point. They did do a butt stomp, which is awesome.
Yes, I also wish they gave us the music from it when Bowser's playing his stupid fucking piano. But yeah, I wish they gave us a dungeon scene.
Yeah, we'll see. Now they had
Give
the
us
scene where
level
everyone's
2
hanging in those cages, but I don't know why they didn't play the music there because that kind of was the right spot for it.
I wanted to see like
they left
Mario going through a dungeon at one point. You know what I mean?
Well, going through a full-blown fortress, right? It would have been cool if you went through a fortress and had to explore a little bit.
Yeah.
But I guess that's the stuff they left for the sequel, whether they meant
to
or not.
I mean, like, listen, I was hoping that when they got to Bowser's Air Fortress, right, that Mario and them were going to be able to jump on board and do a platforming scene like in Mario 3, like Super Mario Bros. 3, right, where they're on the fortress and the
floating fortresses.
The rockets are shooting. You got to avoid the rockets and everything. I thought that was a miss for them to not do something along those lines.
I agree.
And there was some stuff that I was hoping I would see that I didn't see, like more of a desert land. Did you notice?
They kind of showed it real quick
that the guy was selling the magic flute in the shop.
I noticed that. That was cool.
Good.
Again, I hope he uses it in the next movie. That'd be kind of sweet.
Yeah, I mean, they obviously had to leave stuff for the next movie and probably the third movie and then probably the 5th and 6th and 7th movie that they're gonna drive this into the fucking ground.
Franchise.
No,
honestly, Disney should be a little worried as far as the animation side is concerned because Nintendo really has the potential to become like an animation powerhouse with many movies under their belt, similar to how Disney does it. And when Nintendo has a leg up on Disney is Nintendo can easily make the Mario movies interconnected and actually build like a world similar to what the MCU is. And it's already baked into the DNA of the property, you know what I mean? Which is where I think Marvel really excelled with them doing it,
No, it's very true. It's very true. But anyway, I mean, but Marvel will have the leg up because they're live action. So,
well, Marvel's I mean, they're always gonna. I feel like they're always gonna, as far as like a total like final dollar amount, they're always gonna do better. Because of that, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if Disney will ever hit or Nintendo will hit $1 billion in a movie. Maybe they will. Maybe I'm wrong. You know what I mean?
Not if it's animation. I just don't.
Well, I mean, we can't say never, right? Because Frozen 1 and 2 both did $1 billion. So those are animations, and Frozen was
over what 10 years? You know what I'm saying?
No, Frozen did $1 billion. Let me take it back. They didn't do $1 billion in its theatrical run, but
that's what I'm saying.
$1 billion. Yeah.
No, yeah. They're gonna look. This movie will hit $1 billion as far as
DVD sales, toys, and all that other
streaming
shit.
Sales, all that shit. Like this will hit $1 billion, 100%. No doubt about it in my mind.
Final question here. Do you think Nintendo comes out with a Super Mario Brothers movie video game?
No.
Right. I agree.
I don't think they have to.
Well, but if I'm being honest, the games are already basically the movie version of the game.
Yeah.
Like they're all the same thing.
What are they going to do? Just rehash the same old games that they've already done?
You know what, though? One thing I will say, it's a negative from this movie, is that it really makes me want a Nintendo system that has the same computing power of a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X or a high-end PC. So I can play a Mario game that looks like the movie does. Even Mario Odyssey, as nice as that looks, like the movie just blows it out of the water, and it just makes me go, God, if you let Mario show up on a PS5 and build it in Unreal Engine 5 or whatever you want, like it'll just look unbelievable.
I think it'll lose the charm of Mario, though.
Maybe
Mario's such a simplistic art design that it's like once you start, I don't know, once you start like overdeveloping like for an Unreal Engine style game, I think you lose like the charm of Mario.
Listen, it's not impossible.
No,
you're wrong. You might be right, but I would love to see that experiment. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, I mean, I'm here for it. Like, you want to give us a fucking Xbox Series X version of fucking Mario? I'm
I mean,
100% playing that game. You know, I mean, listen, to be honest with you, like, that's why some of the references I really didn't get in this movie, because I think the last Mario game I played, like straight Mario game, not like offshoots. I've always played Smash Brothers, like I've always played Mario Kart and stuff like that. But like the last like real straight up Mario game that I played is probably Mario 64.
Wow.
Yeah. What was on GameCube? What was the one on GameCube?
Mario Sunshine.
And then what? There was one more on GameCube.
Not for a Mario game. It was Mario Sunshine. Maybe they were. Yeah, no. Luigi's Mansion was on GameCube also.
So I played Luigi's Mansion. I played Yoshi's World. I played.
Like after that,
I guess I probably did play Mario Sunshine. I probably did play Mario Sunshine because no matter what, if I had, because GameCube was the last Nintendo console that
Mario
I had,
Sunshine and Luigi's Mansion 1,
and I always played the Mario game on the Nintendo or whatever Nintendo that I had, because I never bought a Wii.
Then we got Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. Then we got the new Super Mario Bros. U and the Mario 3D Land and all that stuff.
Yeah, no,
and then the last one was Mario Odyssey. I mean, the visuals basically are as close as can be to Mario Odyssey. Everything looks like it's taken straight out of that game. That game. But there's still just a level of fidelity in the movie that I'm just like, man, if I could play a game like this, it'd be sick. You know what I mean? But that's again me being a nerd. So that basically does it for our Mario deep dive. Keep an eye out. This will come out on YouTube if you didn't get a chance to jump in live, and keep an eye out also for some trailer reactions. We're going to be watching the Marvels and giving our thoughts on that. That'll be coming out on YouTube very soon. And then, like I said, the next deep dive we do is going to be Creed 3. So if you haven't yet, watch that one in particular. But while you're at it, you might as well watch Creed 1 and 2 that are both on HBO Max.
I did that.
Like and subscribe. I'm going to do the same thing. Let me know if you have an idea for movies that you wouldn't mind hearing us kind of go to town on and argue over. Let us know, and we'll bring it to you on the Theater Room, and we'll see you next week.
Deuces.